What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another video. This will be a bit of a different one. Today we're going to be doing MLB playoff predictions. What I think in June, what I think will end up being the playoffs. But first, we're going to go by what I think the standings will be. We're actually going to start in the National League with the National League West. And in fifth place, you might think it's this team. It's not. It's going to be the San Francisco Giants. The reason is they're going to sell off those big contracts in Adames, Chapman, and Devers. The Rockies, although the Rockies aren't good or anything, they're in fourth. The difference right now, I think, is only 2 games. And the Rockies just won a series over the Cubs. They split a series with the Dodgers. I know the Giants did too. The Rockies took a series off the Blue Jays. They've swept teams like... They swept Houston, I know that. I know they kind of got obliterated by the Dodgers last time. And by the third place team, I'm about to say. And that is the San Diego Padres. Falling off a cliff right now. They did beat the Reds, but, the Reds are terrible. So, I think you should for the Padres. I think that the Padres are levels above the Dodgers, the Giants and the Rockies. That difference will probably be around 25 games. 25, 30 games. I think the Rockies suck. They're not good. Just because I have them in fourth doesn't mean that that there's some dark horse playoff team. No. I have the Giants at 60 and 102. I have the Rockies at 63 and 99. Which is a gap of 3 games. And I have the Padres at 80, 82 and 80. That's like a 20-game gap of fourth and third. That is how much I have the difference as. Second place, obviously, it's going to be the Arizona Diamondbacks. They're a decent team. I have them at 84 and 78. Exactly the same record they had when they went to the World Series. I don't have them going to the World Series, though. Spoiler alert. This team is not, good. They're not bad, either. They're a solid team. They just got swept by the Marlins. And, pretty bad. They scored only, 6 runs in 3 games. And all of them were in the first game, I think. The Diamondbacks, they're so weird. Last year, I thought they were going to be some insane team. I thought they were going to compete with the Dodgers. No. They weren't even close. They were 13 games back at first. They didn't even finish above 500. This year, I do think they're going to finish above 500. But barely. It's just because the Padres are not that good. The gap between first and second is going to be about the same as third and fourth. Obviously, I think the Diamondbacks are levels better than the Giants and the Rockies. But they're not good. They're not a good team. They're not a bad team either. They might be some sleeper playoff pick. Not in my books. First place, yeah, we don't need to talk much about them. I have them at 102 and 60. I actually don't have them as the best record in baseball. No spoilers. You probably think what I'm going to say. That's actually not. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, the Dodgers are just elite, unfortunately. But now the NL Central, I think I just showed it by accident. It's a cluster in this division. I think anywhere between second, I think first is secure. I think second and fifth can go either way. I could see the second place team right now, the St. Louis Cardinals, finishing in last. I could see them finishing in second. I could see the Reds, who are the fifth place team, finishing in second. But I don't think that's going to change. The Reds are going to finish in last. This team is terrible. Actually, no joke. They suck. After a hot start, they were 20 and 11 or something. Though this team is under 500. They just got swept. They almost got swept by the Padres. They did get swept by the Cardinals. And it doesn't look like things are getting better. I have them at 79 and 83, which isn't terrible. That's probably the best last place team we've seen in a while. I think since the 23 Red Sox. Or, yeah, 23 Red Sox. But, like, this is not a good team. Like, this is a bad team. They have, like, a negative 50 run differential. You are not making the playoffs with that. But fourth place, a team everyone's hyped on, and I don't think they're that good. Chicago Cubs. They're one game above 500. They almost got swept by this team. The Rockies. Like, this team legitimately isn't good. I'm at 82 and 80. Same as the Padres. Now, the third place team, the St. Louis Cardinals, do I think they're better than the Cubs? Yes. I have the Cardinals at 86 and 76. Like, I don't get the Cubs hype. I don't get the Padres hype. I also don't get hype with teams like the Phillies. Or the A's, or the Rangers, or the freaking White Sox. Like, no. And I don't get the hate of the Cardinals. This team is not, like, bad. The Cardinals are good. They're good. They obliterated the Mets. I know the Mets suck, but I think this team is so much better than the Cubs right now. And I don't even think it's going to be a difference of like 4 or 5. Like, I think the difference of last and second will be like 10. And second place team I have, the Pittsburgh Pirates, I have at 87 and 75, which is an 8-game gap between second and last. Like, again, when I said any team could finish in second, any team could finish in fifth. But yeah. But then first, at 93 and 69, I have the Milwaukee Brewers. My bad. Excuse me. But this team is not my favorite at all. Like, they don't win pretty. Like, at all. But they're going to get hot. They had the best record in baseball last year. Yeah, the Dodgers obliterated them. But guess what? They're still good. They won't be the best team in baseball. They'll be like 7th. But yeah. Now move on to the National League East. 5th. You think I'm going to say the Nationals or the Marlins? I'm saying the Mets. 29 and 38 as I'm speaking. Right now. Actually, 30 and 38 because they beat the Cardinals 5-4 today. But that is horrendous. That is like 4 games back from second last Miami Marlins. That is bad. This team, like, everyone was so hyped about them. Like, like they're going to, because they signed Jorge Polanco and they traded for Marcus Semien and Freddie Peralta. This team sucks. Like, legitimately sucks. Right now, they have the 3rd worst record in the National League. I don't get it. And they have one of the worst records in baseball. And people are still saying that they're going to finish in, like, 3rd or 2nd in this division above the Marlins and Nationals. No, they're not. I have the Mets at 70 and 92. 4th place, Washington Nationals. I don't feel good about it. This is a dark horse. They're a dark horse playoff team. 74 and 88. Like, I know that's, like, I think, like, right now I think that they're going to lose 16 more games the rest of the year than they're going to win. That's not a knock against the Nationals at all. This team is a very fun team. They're above 500 right now. And guess who's not? The Mets. And then 3rd place, the Marlins. They're a sleeper. They are going to make the playoffs next year. I'm calling it right now. They're making the playoffs. I have them above 500, 83 and 79. No playoffs, no offense to the Marlins. They're a good team. I said it. There you go. They're a good team. They won like 8 of 9. They swept the Diamondbacks and they hammered the Diamondbacks. They took a series off the Rays. I don't know who else they took a series. They swept someone last week. It was the Nationals. But, like, yeah, I know they got swept by the Mets, but, like, they swept the Mets 2 weeks ago. I don't care. The Marlins are levels better than the Mets. Second are the Phillies at 88 and 74. I don't know how they rebounded after that terrible start. Like, this team was awful. They were 9 and 19. They were 10 games under 500 in the first 28 games. And now they're way above it. They destroyed the Blue Jays. Like, I don't get this team. But the thing is, they're 1-7 against the Atlanta Braves, who I have at 106-56. Yeah, I know the Braves are getting beat by the White Sox a little bit lately. Like, I don't care. The White Sox aren't good. I know I keep saying it, but I genuinely think that team is terrible. I don't get how they're winning. And also, the Braves blew a 4-0 lead on Monday, or Tuesday, or whatever it was. But this team is not good. Like, not the Braves, the White Sox. The Braves are insane. They're going to probably finish around 106 wins. That's why I have them out there. Now we move on to the American League with the AL West. 5th place, the worst team in baseball, and that is the Angels. Yeah, 56-106. The exact opposite of what I had the Braves at. This team legitimately is possibly the worst team I've ever seen. Maybe besides the Rockies last year. Well, I guess the White Sox from 2 years ago. But this team is terrible. The Rockies destroyed them last week. Like, I know they won the Astros series, but this is the worst team in baseball. Like, maybe the Red Sox are, but, like, this team is horrendous. They're, like, 26-44. They're 14 games, they're 18 games under 500, I think. That's worse than the Rockies. That's worse than the Giants. That's worse than the Mets. That's worse than the Red Sox. That's worse than 4th place, Houston Astros. The Astros, yeah, I know they lost the series. They're going to get Hunter Brown back. I think they're going to finish at 70-92. They're horrendous. No, they suck. But, yeah, I just think the Angels are terrible. I'm not going to talk much about the Astros because I just said it, the Angels. 3rd, I decided on the Rangers. I'm just below 500 at 78-84. Like, no playoffs for the Rangers. I genuinely think this team is just overhyped every year. They're supposed to be World Series contenders. I don't know. They won 1 World Series. The last time they made the playoffs, they won the World Series. But this team made the playoffs once in the last, 10 years. Like, this team is bad, in my opinion. They're not good. 2nd, obviously, we have the Sacramento Athletics, I think. That's what they're called. I don't know. The A's or whatever. I don't care. I'm calling them the Sacramento A's. I have them just at 500, 81-81. No playoffs. No offense to the A's. I hate you, but, you're a good team. Though this team's going to make the playoffs for the next, decade. Next year, I don't think they're making the playoffs this year. I mean, there's a lot of they could. The American League is terrible. But, I think they'll be close. They'll be under 2 games. But first, 94-68. I have the Mariners. No spoilers, number 1 seed, but this team is just amazing. No offense, no offense to the A's or anything. They're miles better than the A's. It's not even close. They are so much better than the A's. But now I move on to the American League Central. Beginning of the year, I would have said the Chicago White Sox. I probably could have said the Twins. But the Twins are awful. 66-96. One of the worst teams in baseball. But, the Twins are bad. They got blown up at 11-0 by the Tigers today. I know that the Tigers are way better than the Twins. I know the Tigers are 7-2 in their last 9 games and 7-3 in their last 10, but the Twins are just awful. Moving on to a team that was awful last year, and for the last 3 years they lost 100 games, but this year they're having a good season. I don't care. Chicago White Sox, 4th place, 72-90. I think they're going to lose 90 games. This team legitimately, I don't know how they're in first place right now. Even though they're 36-31, I think this team could lose more than 3/4 of their games. I think this team's awful. I think this team could seriously make a run at 95 losses. If this team even remotely loses like 5 in a row, this team's going downhill. If they lose their next 5 games, I won't be shocked if they won't. If they don't even win 30 more this year. This team sucks. I don't care about their little first place right now. It's just because the Tigers are playing like shit and they're going to get better. But next up is the Kansas City Royals. I have them just above the White Sox at 73 and 89. The Royals aren't good either. Second place, Cleveland Guardians. I'm just going to talk about them all at once. Yes, I have the Tigers in first, but the Tigers are actually playing good right now. The Guardians have lost like 7 in a row or whatever it is. If the Tigers sweep the Guardians this next week, the Guardians will probably be out of the top 5 on my top 15 power rankings. The Tigers will probably be top 20. But the Guards have been terrible lately. Like, they had such a big lead in the American League Central, and now it's like dwindling. They're not even first anymore. They're 37 and 33. My throat hurts so bad right now. But like they're not a bad team. They're not. I don't know how. Like this team. I don't know why I just said they're not bad. This team legitimately sucks on paper. You don't think of them. They're not a good team. But I have the Guardians, by the way, at 84 and 78. I have the Tigers at 85 and 77, barely squeaking the division. Scooble's coming back. If this team could play like, I don't know what they're 29 and 40 right now. If this team can play like at least 9 games over 500 until the trade deadline, they're going to go for it. They're going to only be 2 games under. They're probably only going to be like 5 games back in the division. They're going for it. And this team's going to do it. But right now, in last place in the American League East, it's becoming more obvious every day. It's the Boston Red Sox. 75 and 87. Like, they just got swept by the Rays. They've lost a lot, including losing my Orioles last week. Like, this team, I don't know what happened. This team's atrocious. Okay, hear me out. 4th place, I have the Tampa Bay Rays. Yes, I know. I still do have them above 500 at 82 and 80. I think this team legitimately isn't that good. Like, I don't know how they're even that good. They have a terrible roster. If they're supposed to be the worst team in the division and they're first right now, they're probably going to fall off, but like, they are starting to, even though they swept the bummy Red Sox. But yeah. 3rd place, I've got my Orioles, baby. 85 and 77, mark it. They're going to make the playoffs. But yeah, like, the Orioles, the Rays probably still will close to be making playoffs. But the Orioles, they've been iffy lately. They've lost 4 of 5. They did break the losing streak by beating the Mariners 7-2 yesterday. But wondering where the recaps are, I'm doing them tomorrow. But yeah. This team is, like, okay. Like, they're not playing good right now, but, like, they're starting to rebound after a horrendous couple weeks there. They're still not playing good at all. This team's a nightmare right now. The bullpen is, like, good. The pitching rotation scares me. But, yeah, 2nd, Toronto Blue Jays, barely above the Orioles. 1 game, 86 and 76. I do think that they are still going to be okay. But, like, right now, it's scary for them, too. It's more scary, actually, for them than the Orioles, because the Blue Jays were supposed to be the best team in the American League. And they're not. But then, 1st place at 93 and 69, I have the New York Yankees. Unfortunately, I don't like them at all. Like, I hate them. Oh, my God. But, yeah, this team is definitely going to be the best team in the American League East this year. It's just not really a competition. I don't care about the Rays, how they're tied. The Rays aren't good. But now that that's all done, I got to figure out my standings. Okay, I got them. All right, so I figured them out here. All right, so in the American League, it's going to be the 3 seed Detroit Tigers versus the 6 seed Cleveland Guardians. I've got the Tigers moving on in 2. They're going to sweep the Guards. Then, Blue Jays versus Orioles. 4-seed Blue Jays, 5-seed Orioles. Get out of here, Blue Jays. Orioles moving on. Is a little bit of bias? No. And then now in the National League, Cardinals, Brewers, 6-seed Cardinals, 3-seed Brewers. Get out of here, Cardinals. The Brewers are moving on. Then, Battle of the Pennsylvania with the 4-seed Philadelphia Phillies, 5-seed Pittsburgh Pirates. Get out of here, Pirates. You're not winning. It's the Phillies. Now, the playoff matchups, we're going to start in the American League again. 2-seed New York Yankees, 3-seed Detroit Tigers. Get out of here, Tigers. Unfortunately, the Yankees are going to win. They're going to move on to the championships. Then, Orioles, Mariners. Get out of here, Orioles. Mariners on to the American League Championship Series for back-to-back seasons. Then, 3-seed Milwaukee Brewers, 2-seed LA Dodgers. Fortunately, get out of here, Brewers. Dodgers are moving on to the Championship Series. Then, 1-seed Atlanta Braves, 4-seed Philadelphia Phillies. Get out of here, Phillies. Braves are moving on. Then, Mariners versus Yankees. Get out of here. Get out of here, Stankies. Mariners to the World Series in probably 7. And then, National League 2-seed LA Dodgers, 1-seed Atlanta Braves. Braves all the way, baby. So we got the Braves against the Mariners winning in 5 games. I have the Atlanta Braves. So the Braves, World Series champs for 2026. Thank you guys all for watching that video. If you liked it, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. We're trying to hit 450 subs by the end of June. I'll see you next time. Peace out.